Okay, now we're going to take a look at the two-note melodic reading with the bass clef. The bass clef notes now, we're going to be reading a full range of bass clef reading. You know, with C and B, right here, C and B, middle C and B, okay? Then we have the lines, G, B, D, F, A, all those 5 notes. You got to memorize those, okay? A, C, E, G are the left-hand spaces. So you have a new batch of lines and spaces for the bass clef, okay? This will also, yeah, see that? G, B, D, F, A, and then A, C, E, G. They overlap each other, so that covers all the range. So now what you're going to do is there's no chord symbols here anymore, okay? In the past, we've always, been looking at chord symbols in the left hand. Now in the left hand, we're going to be playing that particular bass clef note that's written on the music. It's nice here because on this piece of music here we have a half note, and then we're going to have a right hand half note, quarter, quarter. So you get 2 bars before you got to worry about playing another bass clef note. So we're really introducing it slow, but sure. And your reading here is going to it's really getting a workout because you're playing a 2-note cluster, or what we call an interval, spacing between notes, followed by another 2-note, and then a single. Enormous amount of work, and you set the tempos accordingly to give yourself a challenge. You want to set the tempo so you will trip up, and then cut it back a tad. You don't want to set the tempo so you can play this whole page from front to the beginning to the end perfectly. Set the tempo so it's smooth and you can get through it. And whoop, you had a mistake here or there. That shows you that you're pushing yourself just enough to keep you on the edge. That's the way to find your appropriate level. You want to be making mistakes to know you're practicing at a correct challenge point. Okay? Here we go. Now, we're starting off here, C. We have, I'm going to play with a metronome, okay? And at home, you don't have to use the metronome if you like. I get it set at 80, but eventually you do want to work with a metronome. It really will help you as often as you can. 1, 2, 3, 4. Middle C. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And B flat. 1, 2. A flat low here, 2, 4. High B, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Last line. Isn't that great? There's an awful lot of music going on here. That's pretty, and that was at a fairly steady clip, with a metronome. You might want to even cut it back a lot slower, or don't use a metronome and count out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Give yourself some time to really pull it all together. What will happen here now is certain publications will have fingering. Pinky is 5, thumb is 1. That goes for both hands. These particular pages, I want you to use what fingering feels comfortable to you. Okay? In certain situations, I will be indicating fingering. If I ever put fingering on any piece of my music, it's there for a reference point. You can use it. You see a 5 there, try to get that 5. And you see a 1 there, get that thumb in there. It helps you. Right now, it's most important to mainly get the notes first and foremost. Okay, get the notes clear. Figure out, and you see a left-hand note in the bass clef, you know what it is. And we'll focus more and more on correct fingering, so you can. You're going to run into fingering is going to be more and more important when you start boosting things at the tempos. When you really need to set your hands up in perfect positioning to play the up and coming notes. If you're playing it slowly and evenly and learning all these notes and everything, it's not going to be nearly as much. Your hand will almost conform to what feels comfortable in hand shapes and all, as long as you're not plucking things out with one finger. But you want to right now just remember that your fingering whenever I put fingering down in any of my music or publications you see with fingering in, you want to adhere to that is kind of a, it's a tool to help you set up what's coming up. You don't want to play by fingers, by numbers. Don't play by 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Because what happens is you hold yourself into one position, and of course these notes are jumping all over the place here. So it really is not going to work very, very nicely. You find yourself, you might play your thumb here, and that's asking you to play the thumb up here because they know the next notes coming up are going higher. So fingering can change like that. So be ready. Okay. Do the very best with this particular exercise. It's a great one. It will really help your reading of your bass clef. Okay, so it's the bass clef now. No chord symbols there to refer to. You're right on track with getting those bass clef notes. Know what they are. G, B, D, F, A for the lines. A, C, E, G for the spaces. Memorize them. Very important. Okay, let's move on. And I think you're going to find this to be very rewarding. It's pretty, too. When you get it going, it really works out to be a nice sounding little exercise. Okay? Enjoy it.